yeah, what's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing? Hey, I know it's a little different time, but yo, it is Friday. This isn't the main chat in case you tuning in on Friday right now. We are starting a little bit different for our Moon Knight finale discussion. Yes, I apologize for the tardiness, but your boy was busy, had a whole Doctor Strange 2 watch party to do, and organizing an event where you got like 150 something people coming in and out, and RSVPing, and you got catering to take care of. Nightmare. It's a lot of stuff. So I apologize for the change of time. But things happen. And it is what it is. But let me just say real quick that shout out to everybody that came out to support. Thank y'all so much. And I will also be giving that shout out later on during the main live. So if you are watching right now, we are going to still do the live, our normal Friday live. It's going to start about 30 minutes later, around 7:30 Central Time, mainly because I need to create a separate video for that. So once we get done with this Moon Knight reaction, we're going to take a little break. I might get a snack or something because I haven't eaten like all day. And then we're going to jump into the normal news and do that. But I got to tell y'all right now, I cannot, at least I'm going to try, because I know it's going to be some topics that we're going to be covering that people can get passionate about. I'm going to try not to go too long with either of these because and I know it's been a while, I got a theory. I need to work on, and I got to work on it for Doctor Strange 2 before other people jump on it. So I'm gonna try and get that out for y'all. So I got to get to work. But anyway, let's see first and foremost who is coming in tonight, checking out with us this Moon Knight finale. Let's see. We got Dex a Reason in here. What's going on, Dex? Shaul, I see you. What's going on? Let's see. Pamela, hello. Who else? Hold on. Let me make sure that's not. Okay, cool. Let's see. Last my Ken, how you doing? Come on now, we got Miss Harper. Yes, we got Miss Harper in the building. Thank you, man, for making it out. We got the Mod Squad in here, Top Vet, Rims in the building, y'all. Let's see. Cynthia is here. Joy Gillian, hello. Wilbur, I see you. I'm trying to go fast because we gotta wrap some things up, so don't fault me too much, y'all. Jason, what's up? Nathan, I see you. Real Django, what's going on? Alexander, what's up? Corey, how you doing? Let's see. Nelson V, what's going on, brother? Let's see. Another Top Vet, Mod Squad in the building. Come on now. Kristen Pratt is here, y'all. Got my namesake, Emmanuel. What's going on, sir? Let's see. On vacay. What's going on? Let's see. Latrice, hello. EB Wilson, I see you. My man Derek Gaines is here. What's up? Joey, what's up? Aurora, hello. Let's see. Who else? DJ Payne, what's going on? Kano, hello. Jennifer, I see you. Let's see. Who else? Who is here to talk Moon Knight? Ty is here. What's going on, Ty? Thank you so much. Tiana, what's up? Hello, how are you? Brittany, what's going on? Thank you so much. Yeah, shout out to the replay gang. Absolutely. Let's see who else. I saw somebody. King Turtle, what's going on? How are you? Tyra K, hello. Let's see. Lebanto, hello. How are you? Thank you so much for making it out. Al, what's going on? Another Top Vet, my squad supporter in the building. Alib, hello. Let's see. Anthony Hill, what's going on? Coop the Bully, I see it. KJ, what's up? Marley, hello. Christopher, how you doing? Phil Roy, I see you. What's going on? Poor man, hello. Regina, what's going on? Johnny, what's up? Let's see. KJ, what's up? Charles, what's up? How are you? IMAX, hello. And we got our first contribution. Come on, Alejandro. What is going on, brother? Thank you so much for that. So oh my gosh, so generous, man. Thank you, man. On my way to watch Doctor Strange replay, gang. All good. Just wanted to share how sad I was that I couldn't make it to the Chi-Town and be with y'all. Recast T'Challa, please. Recast Iron Fist and hashtag free Kobe. And Kobe is locked up right now too. That's real funny. But yes, no, I trust me, bro. I wish more people could have came. I will talk about it during the live later on, and definitely give some shout outs and all that a little bit later. But yes, I missed everybody that couldn't make it, but trust me, we got some more coming real soon, and I'll talk about that later on in the next live. But thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, and I hope you're having a good time as well, man. Ty, hello. Thank you so much for making it out. Gangster Frog, I see you too. Dang, Alejandro, bro, did you just do two? Oh, come on, man. Okay, like thank you again. Thank you again. I appreciate you, man. My goodness, that is dope. But thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. So much. And shout out to everybody else that has made it out. And we are going to be talking about Moon Knight's finale. So let me just give a quick. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This episode didn't grab me. It didn't grab me. I'm a little disappointed, and I kind of felt as though that was inevitable because I think that once we got to episode 5, which right now I would say episode 5 is still probably the best episode for me out of all of them, and it definitely had the best drama in the series so far. But there were parts in this that I liked, but I don't know if this was like the best wrap up for a season finale. I mean, there were things like even the post credit scene, which we'll talk about all that later, but like that was it. The reveal, like the worst kept secret throughout the entire show. That's what you end off with. And I'm not saying it had to connect everything in the MCU. I'm not saying it had to do that, but I don't know. Like I do say that like disappointment is tied to your level of expectation. And what I will say this, because remember when I first saw the first 4 episodes, right? And I was very clear and specific in what I said. I said that, this series had the potential to be one of the best, right? But it depended on the last 2 episodes and how they were going to wrap it up. And I just don't think they wrapped it up. And because of that, for me, I can't say that this series is at the top of my list for Disney Plus shows. It's good, but I can't say it's at the top for me. So, because I think that there were other missed opportunities in this. I felt like some of the I mean, keep in mind, out of all the episodes, this was also the shortest episode, but it also had the most stuff to carry. You had to address the third personality. You had to get rid of Harrow, Ahmet, whatever. You had to free Khonshu. You had to deal with the Ennead. You had to maybe see if there was going to be consequences, that affects the MCU or not. It was a lot of stuff that they had to do, and you did it in the shortest amount of time. And was it going to be satisfactory? I don't know. I did like the fact that and it's sad to say, this was the most time we actually had with Moon Knight. This was it. So in his own show. So for me, I just wasn't completely blown away with it. Now, maybe, I don't know, some of y'all might have some different insights. Maybe y'all peep something. Maybe I'll change by the time we get to the end of this and we give our rating. But I'm just saying how I initially felt, because when I first watched it, I was like, okay. And then when I watched it the second time, I was like, okay. So I don't know. Let's see. I see a couple comments. Let's address it and kind of go through some things here. But it's I think this had a heavy burden on his shoulders, regardless. So it was it probably could have benefited, to be honest with you. I think it needed like two more episodes. Like two more episodes, dig a little deeper. You know, you're already doing the character analysis. You wanted to give us a little bit, you know, a little action and stuff. I don't know. I think they tried to compact a little too much too fast. But anyway, by the way, for anybody that's like, if you have seen Doctor Strange, please don't post any spoilers in here because we don't need that. It's very, very early. A lot of people have not seen it yet. I mean, I've told everybody to hurry up and see it and avoid the not only the trailers but the internet. But just out of respect for the people that haven't seen it, let's give them at least a weekend, at least maybe two. So please just don't post any spoilers in here. All right, what we got? My man Marcus, what you got? Me and Layla married. Anybody can get it. So you just gonna take up from Mark, huh? I feel you, bro. Hey, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Hey, look, Layla did her thing in this. You know, I mean, I know she didn't want to be Conchu's avatar, but she did her thing. And you know, do I have an image of that? I did. My bad, y'all. I didn't have time to like organize everything. Here we go. Layla, hey, Layla came through and was like, "Yo, Wonder Woman, who?" Right? Wonder Woman who? Because we seen Wonder Woman do this, right? Don't that look a little familiar? Don't tell me I'm the only one that noticed that familiar. Don't tell me I was the only one that noticed that. It looked just like Wonder Woman, okay? But I will say, I think Layla did it better. I think Layla did it better than Wonder Woman. And to be fair, it was a little bit closer, you know, because that whole like Wonder Woman thing with the armor and all that, I'm like, really? It does kind of fit a little bit more with Egyptian, you know, mythology than it did with like the Greek mythology that they tried to use. But I don't know. If y'all thought Layla was better, Wonder Woman, let me know. Personally, I got Layla over Wonder Woman in terms of how she was presented as this goddess warrior avatar. But anyway, thank you so much for that, brother. Good luck on y'all marriage. Let's see, Kano. It could have really benefited from a 7-episode flesh out. Some more, yeah, you know, even 7 episodes. Like even if it was an extra one, it totally could have just used a little bit more, just a little bit more. You know, and it's just one of those things. Like I don't know. I honestly, I really think that the whole third personality thing that should have been revealed like I don't know episode 3 or 4 because like it just wasn't a good enough payoff. I mean maybe and anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just my opinion just because I've been familiar with the comics and I understand. But maybe if you were completely brand new to Moon Knight, maybe if you had no idea about the personalities and stuff, maybe this was a genuine shock for you. Although I still find even that hard to believe because the whole show kept teasing the third personality anyway. So I don't know if it was the best payoff, but it is what it is, I guess. What you say here, Coop? Thank you for that, Kano. Granted, MCU show finales have been mid across the board. You know what? The only one I would say that kind of was not mid was probably Loki. I think Loki's did deliver. Um, WandaVision was okay. I think Loki's was a little better than WandaVision. But and I'll also go with What If. What If actually had, I mean, What If gave us like the most action and the biggest implications. I'm gonna go with that. Now, Falcon and Winter Soldier, you know, Hawkeye, you know, this, eh, you know. So I'll say it's a little even. It depends on the show. It depends on the show. But thank you so much, man. Let's see what you got. Latrice, what you got? Eternals should have been a Disney Plus show. Facts. And Moon Knight feels like it should have been a movie. Could have been. Maybe there would have been. Maybe there wouldn't have been so many boring parts. You know, it's funny you say that because, like, if you think about it, they shoot these shows as if they're movies. I don't know. I mean, Moon Knight could have been Would it have been a better movie? Maybe. The thing with Eternals is Eternals would have worked better as a Disney Plus show because they had so many characters. They had so many characters that they wanted you to be invested in and learn about and understand that it was kind of like, oh my gosh, like you want all of this in just a 2-hour movie, 3 hour, whatever? No, I ain't got that kind of patience. Now, if you're talking about in a weekly format, that's different because I can let it marinate, I can talk about it, think about it, etc. Moon Knight, I just think it just needed a little bit more time. That's all. I don't know if a movie would have helped it as much, because now you're talking about a 1.5 hour, maybe 2 hour thing, and I'm like, what would y'all would have to cut some stuff. You would have to cut some things out of the 6 episodes, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, you need even more than that. So for me, I think Moon Knight would have been better as a TV show as it is, but just longer. TV with a movie, unless it's like a 3-hour movie, I don't know if you would have gripped a lot of people. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, thank you, Latrice. I appreciate you. Let's see. What you say here, Marcy? What's going on, Marcy? It felt incomplete to me. They needed to flesh this out some more. Okay, I think that's pretty. I think that's on point with that. Dion Layla's costume was the best thing about that episode. I liked her outfit a lot. I really, really did. Yes, 100%. We need more Moon Knight on Moon Knight. Like, don't sit here and treat Moon Knight like Boba Fett. Like, what was it? Man, come on now. I don't know what they was doing with that. Oh, man. I don't know why, but hey, this is what they gave us. And I guess the other question, before I get to the other comments that were shared, do y'all feel as though that Moon Knight needed to feel more connected to the MCU? Because there was a whole lot of talk from the cast and crew that they liked the fact that it was like in its own bubble. But my only issue with the whole standalone thing is, like, you can do that for something like Loki. But even though Loki was kind of confined because it was like in the TVA and all that, it still had bigger implications for the MCU, right? Kang the Conqueror, etc. My only thing with like Moon Knight not being a part of the MCU is kind of like, what the hell you gonna do? We just saw two big old gods just fighting. Like these big old Godzilla kaiju just fighting. That's something people saw. It was not just like a part of an imagination or whatever. The same way people saw a big old celestial in the sky in Eternals, they just saw two Egyptian gods fighting by the pyramids. People dying left and right. And you mean to tell me that ain't connected? You mean to tell me in Avengers somebody ain't seen that? That wasn't covered on the news? Something? I'm gonna need them to go ahead and I'm gonna need them to emphasize that just a little bit more, I think. Anyway, my man Brandon K. Avery, thank you, y'all. Thank you, brother. Just got done, by the way. You covering The Staircase, I believe, on HBO Max. I have to get on that show too and check it out. But y'all make sure y'all go follow him. By the way, I joined Brandon just the other day for Doctor Strange spoiler discussion. So if you want that spoiler discussion, go head over to his channel. He's got that with me and another brother, Elliot, from the Movie Files. But anyway, thank you, brother, for the contribution. The fighting was dope as hell, but this episode was all over the place. So much didn't make sense. Episode 1 through 5 was fire, and this finale was mediocre. And that's kind of the problem, right? I had no problem with the fights. So I'm with you on that. The fights were on point. Matter of fact, I loved let me see, what do we have? I mean, we got Moon Knight full in costume going against Harrow. I like the fact that they was able to, this was Avatar against Avatar, right? So you had them, you had the little kaiju battles going on with the gods and stuff. But like this should have the fight. I mean, and I love the fact that you even had Steven switching back and forth between Mr. Knight and all that. But it was all over the place. because you got to hurry up and rescue Khonshu. Then you got to hurry up and rescue Mark. Then you got to deal with Ahmet getting released. But then you got the other gods and their avatars getting killed. But then you need Layla to hurry up and turn into an avatar. But then you need them to hurry up and go back and fight Ahmet and Hyro. And then you got to go, oh my God, in 40 minutes? In 40 minutes? If y'all don't take y'all time, whoo, yeah, bro. They definitely rushed a lot of this unnecessarily. And it's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But you know, they tried. You know, and that like I said, that payoff with the post-credit scene, it just didn't do much for me. And probably the worst part, if we really talking about the fighting, do I have it here? The worst part with the fighting, do we have it? What's this? Worst part. How is it that out of all these episodes and all this teasing of a third personality, you gonna make us miss? Like, Mark was finna die. He was finna be done. And then you black out? You think that blackout? And then you just mollywopped everybody. This is the point where the whole blackout thing got completely worn out for me. Because I told y'all in the very beginning, in the first 3 episodes, I told y'all, man, them blackouts felt like a missed opportunity for us to get a little action. But I was holding out hope that we were going to, because the trailer showed us this, I was holding out hope that maybe we were going to get things through the third personality's perspective. So all the violence, all the action and stuff between the blackouts would have been shown. But no, Marvel wanted to be cute. They didn't want to show us all that. They just wanted to flash forward and look at all the damage that was done. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, really? Really? And this is supposed to give people faith of how y'all can handle something like Blade? What y'all gonna do? Blackout whenever he like kill a vampire? Man, I don't know. That was a disappointment for me. I did not like the fact that when we finally get some action, we finally get Moon Knight in his own show, like actually prominently, you jump and skip that. And there's nothing else. Like, that's it. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. That left me very, very unfulfilled. But thank you so much, B. I appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my man right there. Who else do we have? Kano, what you got? I could for sure go with more Layla. Yeah, I mean, Layla's cool with me. I like the fact that, you know, she got her thing, that she was doing her thing in this. Where was it? Do I have? Gosh, I'm sorry, I didn't have a time to put everything in order. But yes, we do have Layla. I like this part here, because as you can see, Layla was out here defending that bus, and the important thing with this scene was the fact that, you know, keep in mind she was possessed by Tarouet, right, the hippo goddess, and that hippo goddess was the god of women and fertility. She was the protector of women, so it made total sense that you would have her almost leave the fight to go protect this bus of women. And then, of course, you know, she goes and has her little moment where she's you know, there was that little girl that was like looking at her and asking her like, hey, are you an Egyptian superhero? And she's like, yes. And that, again, to me, that was yet again another copy from Wonder Woman. But you know, it is what it is. She's doing it for the representation, but it does make sense that the hippo goddess would jump at basically her thing, which is protecting women. So you know, that was cool. But yeah, if that means for us to get more Layla, I'm with it. I'm with it because I mean, she was able to handle herself before she became an avatar for the goddess anyway. So that worked for me. Nelson, thank you so much. Episode 6 was rushed. Didn't give us any scenes of Jake going brutal in the fighting scene. Layla was fire, and seeing Mark and Steven fighting in sync was fire. I totally agree. I love the fact that they were able to switch back and forth, you know, and I thought this is where the CGI really comes in handy, right? The CGI was a really good thing that they were able to put in there. I loved when they were fighting Harrow together. And it was just a really, really good moment, I thought, for the characters to go and fight, and just the bond between Mark and Steven was perfect, because as you recall, Steven was out there dying, or frozen, I should say. And just in case if anybody didn't or recognize it, Steven and Mark, they were rescued, because they were both. Keep in mind, Mark was in the field of reeds, and Mark was about to be in his basic, his sense of heaven, in a sense, because what was established, I believe, is that not only is the path to the afterlife whatever you believe and imagine. So again, if you're Christian, you're going to go to a heaven or hell. If you're Asgardian, you'll go to Valhalla, or hell. If you are Egyptian belief, you'll go to the field of reeds, or to basically the sand, or whatever, the Asuet, or whatever they call it. But in this case, when Mark gave up the field of reeds and he came back for Steven, he was about to die. Okay, he was about to sacrifice himself. But if you, in case you caught it, it was actually Tarouette that said, Osiris. Osiris is the one that actually helped them, because Osiris is the god of resurrection. So Osiris is the one that like opened up the gates. He's the god of death, basically, but he has the power of resurrection, right? And he went into he's the one that opened up the gate for Mark in the first place. But remember, they couldn't resurrect Mark before, because if they resurrected him, he would only be in a dead body and he would have just died anyway. So they had to make sure that Khonshu was alive first and freed, and then Osiris freed Mark and Steven, so that way he could be resurrected through Khonshu. So that was actually pretty good. And this is actually something really great for the comics too. Like Mark and Steven fighting together in sync is one of their best, advantages, so to speak. So the fact that they are working together is great. And I'm looking forward to them doing more of that later. So yeah, very good point. Thank you for that. Let's see, Devin, what you got? What up, E? What up, gang? Just showing some love. About to go watch Doctor Strange 2. Shout out to the replay gang. Hey, enjoy yourself. Have a good time. And hopefully you lowered your expectations, because some reactions been all over the place. Personally, I liked it. But some people, didn't think the same way. So I'll be curious to see how you feel about it. Thank you, Devin. Appreciate you. My man Mark is back at it. I have a suspicion that the open-ended season finale is cueing us towards seeing a lot more Moon Knight in the MCU. Plus, the free comic was a huge hint. Yes, no, I totally agree with you that them talking about that this was a limited series, and like that was it, like, okay, whatever. We're gonna see more Moon Knight. You're not gonna take someone of Oscar Isaac's talent and just be like, hey, come and do this one and done for us. You're going to bring him back. I think part of what's going on though is Marvel is changing up their contract negotiations, and I also think that the actors are changing up their contract negotiations too. Because back in the day, what would happen is Marvel would lock down actors for like 5-6 projects and basically get them on a rookie deal. So if you are a sports fan, if you're a number one draft pick, you locked in for like 6-7 years and you can't go nowhere, right? So in the same sense, Marvel used to do that with the actors, but now it's kind of like, no. You only gonna tie me down to maybe one movie or maybe one season of a show, and then I get to renegotiate. And the beauty of that is, if the show or movie does very well, now you have better leverage as an actor to be like, I want more money because I just made this Moon Knight thing super popular, right? So by the way, you also noticed that with Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, because she also recently signed on for more, I think, more movies or TV or appearances, whatever. But she signed a new contract too. So yeah, somewhere down the line, people are getting more money, and Moon Knight is totally gonna come back. Like, ain't no way you gonna do that and not bring them back at all. But I don't know. It still felt kind of incomplete. I don't know. Derek, what you got? E-Man, I love action. It just wasn't enough. There was more action from the Chappelle beatdown crew than any episode of Moon Knight. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with you there, man. I mean, this is why I did not like the cutouts. The action was technically there. They just didn't show it to you. And I mean, it was cute the first time. It was like, oh, okay, I see what y'all doing. Teasing that third person out. All right. But for all the episodes, that was a miss. I could I didn't like that. But bro, I feel you 100% on this. This definitely could have benefited from a little bit more, for sure. But thank you for that. Marcus J back at it. Thank you, brother. I need to see the adventures of Layla's temporary times as the Scarlet Scarab and what the relationship between her father and Terouette. Also, her and Mark need to go have a discussion with Bushman ASAP. Ooh, that would be interesting. Now, I do wonder how long this is gonna last between her and Terouette, because honestly, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, Terouette doesn't even seem like that bad of a goddess. Like, the worst she will do is ask you to go protect women. It's not like she's like Amet or Khonshu, where it's like, yo, we just gonna run this gamut and keep on, killing folks or whatever. So I don't know how long that's gonna last. I think she should keep it and keep going with it. I think that's actually kind of dope. But Bushman, now that is listen, they have enough material. I mean, first of all, they already ended this kind of incompletely, but they do have enough material to do a season 2 and to, I think, give us a good enough story where not only would Layla and Mark teaming up be dope, but there's still room for them to grow, because you still have the third personality issue to deal with. And Conchu thinks he's slick. Don't be sleep on what Conchu did. Conchu over here talking about, like, oh, because keep in mind, at the very close to the end, I think it was Steven that was telling Conchu, yeah, like, so when they came back, Steven was all like, hey, when we get done, getting rid of Ahmet and all that, you're gonna have to free us. And Conchu was like, all right, I'll free you and Mark. I told y'all Conchu was shady. I told y'all he was shady. I told y'all. I don't know if I put this, maybe I wrote this in some theory, or I did. I don't know where I said it, but I think I said that if I were Conchu, I would have preferred the third personality anyway, because he is more violent and he ain't gonna fight back, and he's just gonna roll with the punches, and that's the perfect candidate for Conchu right there. So yeah, but anyway, they got plenty of room to keep going, and I'll be totally down to see how they deal with Bushman. And now I wonder, is Bushman gonna get a god avatar too, or because it does seem kind of like an unfair fight if you just have these superpowered people beating up on Bushman, even if he is a mercenary. But anyway, we'll see. Let's see what else we got. Nelson, what you got? Was Steven too much of a focus than Mark Jake? I don't think he was too much of a focus, because the show really wanted to emphasize those two personalities between Mark and Jake. I mean, I think the show needed better balance and just do all three of the personalities, because again, it was not the best kept secret that, like, there was another personality there. Like, y'all dropped the most obvious clues, but I wouldn't say there was too much on Steven. Although I wouldn't have minded if if we had gotten more Mark. But I think the purpose of learning more about Steven was because Steven was kind of our gateway into this world. Because let's just say if we started with Mark, right? I don't think they would have given us as much background story. But Steven is just as clueless as the audience coming into all of this. So I think it was intentional for Steven to have a little bit more focus for our viewing benefit. Because for a long time we saw a lot of things through Steven's eyes. So that's what I think. But I think they just should have thrown Jake in there earlier. That was just a missed opportunity. I don't know why they try to hold on to that. Nelson, back at it. I think Moon Knight is in an alternate universe. It could be. It could be. I mean, it is very possible because I told y'all this too, and I put this in one of my other theories. I told y'all ever since Endgame, once we hit Far From Home, it is possible that we've always been in a different universe or that we've been jumping in and out of different universes. We don't know. We don't know. I think the closest we have in terms of knowing something is in Doctor Strange 2. I won't spoil it. But they actually do give us some indication about universes and stuff like that. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Marvel has been dancing around, jumping back and forth. So, for example, maybe Eternals takes place in universe 1, 2, 3, and maybe Moon Knight takes place in 3, 4, 5. And maybe that's why you got two big old guys fighting and don't nobody talk about it because it's new to them. And you got a big old Celestial showing up and don't nobody talk about it because it's new to them. Maybe. But yeah, very good theory. I mean, your guess is as good as mine, but I think it's totally possible. We're in the multiverse now. Derek Gaines, thank you, brother, for that. With it being a slow week, Moon Knight had a chance to make a big hit, swing and a miss. You're out. Yeah, I mean, they had their chance. Yeah, I agree. There's not much I can add on to that. They could have, but I don't know. I have no idea why they were so impatient because think about it like this. You still got multiple weeks, unless they just didn't want to interfere with Doctor Strange. That, because this ended right as Doctor Strange came out. So maybe they just don't want to interfere with the sales. I don't think it would matter, but I don't know. Let's see. When did Steven and Mr. Knight get hands? You know what? I think what you're referring to is kind of like what happened on the boat, because Steven came to this realization and they kind of teased it before, I think it was like in episode 2 or 3 where Steven was like, well, if I'm you and you're me, then we both kind of have like muscle memory, right? But Mark was like, yeah, I don't think it works that way. But maybe it does. Maybe the fact that they're synced together now and that they kind of work together, maybe they do kind of remember each other's moves and are able to do something. I don't know. I get maybe the putting on the suit makes them Power Rangers or something. I don't know. Look, when in doubt, magic. I don't know, bro. I can't even. We have to wait for them to explain that, but I don't think they will. But thank you for that. DJ Payne, what you got? Thank you. The Marvel shows are pretty much fillers and intros to newer characters because we will see them in other future movies. They pay off later. That's fair. That is fair. I mean, if you think about it, because I told y'all WandaVision was definitely a precursor to Doctor Strange 2. WandaVision was all set up. WandaVision was a great way to dig deeper into her character. It was a great way to understand a little bit more of the magic in the MCU. But it was all supplemental information, right? But without that information, I don't think you would have gotten as big of a payoff if you go into Doctor Strange 2. So you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I mean, the Disney Plus shows are always supposed to be, or at least right now, supporting. They're there for support. They are there to fill it in because let's be honest, you're probably going to get more people tuning into, or I'm sorry, more people to sign up and go watch a Marvel movie than you would have to go watch a Disney Plus show about the Marvel stuff. Because I know, look, even people at my watch party, a lot of people did not watch WandaVision. They just didn't. But they sure enough walked straight into a Doctor Strange movie and was like, let's go. So with that in mind, the Disney Plus shows I think are for us. I think it is for the people that are, more dedicated, more, invested in the MCU. We get all that, but like for the masses that put all the hundreds of millions of dollars in Disney's pockets, they don't care about all that. They just don't know. Or they just don't know. But if they did, as you mentioned, it would be a great setup for them for the movies. So thank you for that, DJ. Appreciate you. Marcus, back at it. I have a strange suspicion that the death of the actor announced early on might have played a part in this last episode. Thoughts? Who are we talking about? Oh man. Early on in the episode, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm lost. And I know you try. I know you might be trying to hide the spoilers or something, but like I'm lost. So maybe. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm slow right now. Is there anybody else give me a better clue of what you're talking about? All right, I'll see if somebody can give me a better clue. But thank you for that. Let's see. Let me move on. Who else I saw? Nelson. Marvel didn't want to show brutal violence. No, they didn't. Which is, man, whatever. Like, I don't like this as an excuse anymore because right now you literally just implemented parental guidance or parental controls on your platform. What are you doing? If you don't want, let the parents decide that. If I don't want my 14-year-old to watch Moon Knight because I think it's too violent, I'll put a pin on it. And I'll say you can't watch nothing at this level. Like at this point, there's no excuse. You could, I mean, they put that on there so that shows like Daredevil, Punisher could be added to Disney Plus. You ain't got no excuse now. Now to be fair, Moon Knight was shot before they put the parental controls on, so maybe that's a factor. I don't know. But they got to get over that nonsense. Like it's come on now. We can be grown. Latrice, after the psychological games Harold played, Moon Knight beat him with a CGI fight. The bit with Harold as his psychologist now makes no sense to me. So I think you're talking about this part right here at the end. So I think this right here. So, okay. All of this actually happened, right? So the big fight in the street with Harrow and Moon Knight and all of that stuff, that actually happened. However, all the stuff in the psychiatrist or in the asylum or whatever, keep in mind, all of that is happening in Mark's head. It's not happening in the real world per se. This specific scene is happening in Mark's head. Okay. So, and the reason why we know that is because when they started to see, do I have those images? No. When they started to see the blood on his feet and stuff, that was a way for Mark and Steven to kind of reconcile and be like, oh, okay, this area, because they mentioned this, they teased this in episode 5, I believe, where Harold was like, yeah, sometimes people will create their own, I call it purgatory. Like you'll create your own waypoint where you can process things. In episode 3, when they asked Mark, when the Ennead asked Mark, do you need help? Are you broken? Like, whatever. He said yes. He was like, yes, I am. So Mark thinks he's crazy. Mark believes he's crazy. So that's why it makes sense for Mark to put himself mentally in an asylum, in a mental institution, because he thinks he is crazy and he thinks he needs help, right? Now, of course, while he's in his imagination with all this stuff, he's imagining people like Harrow and stuff like that. But thanks to him working things out with Steven, he doesn't need this place anymore. And because he doesn't need this place to process, because he's accepted the fact that I made up Steven, but Steven is still a part of me. Because he's accepted it, that place no longer exists. Now, here's one other key thing to look at. One reason or one way you can tell that these are not, that this is in Mark's head. One, he woke up, right? Mark and Steven woke up in their actual apartment, which means they've been at least imagining or dreaming all of this stuff all this time, at least this portion of it. But the reason why I think personally that you could tell the asylum or initially was all in Steven's head, but that doesn't mean that it's not a real place. Look at the shading of the same place from the cameras. Notice how they gave it a slightly different tint. This is something that sometimes they'll do with just the cinematography or whatever. The cinematography, it's almost like if you're watching a TV show, they have to show you that, oh, this is reality, but this is a dream. Sometimes they'll make it a little blurry. Sometimes they'll add like the little fuzzy things around the corners, or with their changing locations, they will change the color or the tint of the screen. So as you can see here, you got this like daylight color, but then now you got like this more like warm, soft color. So I believe that is their way of distinguishing, okay, before we were in Mark's head, but now this is actually real. So that was kind of like what happened. But yes, I do believe that they did imprison Ahmet in Harrow, in him, like for real, because we do see that later on when they do meet Kanchu, that it's whatever, and then they go ahead and take care of him, permanently. But yeah, I do believe that that part was real. But all the other asylum stuff was in his head. So I don't know. Hopefully that made sense. They are doing a lot of jumping around with this stuff. Sometimes we're in Mark's head, sometimes we're in reality. I think all the fights and CGI stuff is real. And the mental stuff we saw earlier was in Mark's head, and the mental stuff that we saw with Harrow later, that was real. Hopefully that helped. But anywho, thank you so much, Latrice. Appreciate you. Who else we got? We getting close to the end here though. Brooke, what you got? Conchu said, I don't like you looking like Future in that Rolls Royce. Free Conchu. Listen, I thought that was actually kind of dope that Conchu had this whole limo. I don't have a picture of it, but he got a whole stretch limo, because in the comics, Jake was a driver. He was a taxi cab driver. So they're mixing some stuff up here. I guess he's just an actual driver. I don't know if he's a driver for rich people. Again, they might be changing that up slightly. But yes, I like the fact that they got my man at least riding in style. Thank you, Brooke. I appreciate you. Let's see who else. I got a couple more, I think. Travis, what you got? Was Mark, Steven, Jake aware of each other in the comics? Yes, eventually they were. At first the comics kind of blurred the lines though. Like the comics started off, because keep in mind, Moon Knight just got rebooted. I think it was like 2014. And prior to that, it was like a whole different thing. Like they kind of blurred the lines where it was like, is he even Moon Knight? Does he even have superpowers? Or is he just some crazy dude running around thinking and believing he got superpowers? So they retconned a lot of that stuff. But in Jeff Lemire's run, I think that's the 2014 run where most of this was borrowed. They do know about each other, and all three of them reconciled with each other. And that was again one of their greatest strengths, not to let Conchu just run them silly. But in this one, they kind of twisted it a little bit, where it's only Mark and Steven that are aware, and Conchu is working with Jake. So that does, and I guess in a sense, Conchu wins. And here in the comics, Conchu doesn't really win like that. But in here, Conchu still wins because he still got Jake. But something else they established a little bit earlier was there was always a wall between them, right? So Mark and Steven had a wall between them. And again, this is just my theory on this, my perspective. The wall between them broke and shattered when Mark's mother passed. Because keep in mind, when she passed away, that's when Steven came around to prevent Mark from having to deal with that trauma. And Steven didn't recognize that. So when that happened, the wall between them just kind of shattered. However, I believe that there was an even thicker wall built between Mark and Steven and Jake. Because remember, when the mom was physically abusing them, Mark didn't really, Mark created Steven to block that trauma, but Mark also wanted to protect Steven. Because remember, Mark wanted Steven to have that nice, comfortable life. That does not include getting beat up by your mama, all the time. So I think Mark inadvertently also created Jake to protect Steven. But because Mark didn't want to deal with his mama's drama, and he didn't want Steven to deal with that mama drama either, Mark also built that wall between them two and Jake. So that's why they're not aware of each other right now. So I don't know if it's going to take some more, it might take another traumatic situation to break that wall between them. But that's something that I don't know. Either they're gonna figure that out in if they do a season 2 or in some other movie or something. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be Midnight Suns though. I think we definitely need that. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you. Portia G, I'm late, but I'm here. I feel like the only reason they didn't show Jake beating up folks was because they tried to stay PG-13. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I just think it's a weak excuse. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, they got the parental controls, but this was filmed before that got implemented. So hopefully, if they do come through with another season, and with parental controls in place, they'll just stop all that and let Jake be. Look, free Jake. Okay, free Jake. All right. Thank you for that, Portia. Marcus, release the Muhammad Diab cut, rated R Moon Knight without the cutscenes before Blade and the Midnight Suns. Yes, I'm with you for the kill. We got passcodes for a reason and more Layla. Man, I'll take all of that. Yes, I'm 110% with you on that for sure. Let's see, IMAX, what you got? There has to be a season 2. Mark and Steven have to find out about Jake. Maybe they're going to build up to it. Thanks for another great show. Thank you, IMAX, for it. I agree. I hope that we absolutely get a season 2 for this. I hope that they do go through with it. But I'm gonna need them to come through. Like, y'all gonna have to give me a stronger story at this point. Y'all gonna have to don't rush it at this point. We got our little origin story. We got our, little taste of this and that. If y'all do a season 2, I'm just saying, give us a good story. And for me, go ahead and connect it to the rest of the MCU. Like, I understand to some degree having some separation can help sometimes, but the Disney Plus shows, as we talked about earlier, are meant to be enhancements and supportive stuff. If you want to have a standalone thing, do that with the movies. Because a lot of the people that go watch the movies don't watch the Disney Plus stuff and they're not that invested anyway. So go do a standalone Moon Knight movie or whatever if you want to. But for the Disney Plus shows, these are for the people that are hardcore. These are for the people that are way invested. Connect that stuff. Like, I want to see we're trying to fill in the gaps with these things. And we're trying to connect stuff too. Anyway, thank you so much, IMAX. I appreciate you. My man, Echo Rhythm, protect E-Man at all costs. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I got you on that, man, bro. Thank you so much, man. Let's see, Derek. Thank you, brother, for that too. I think he's talking about the guy on the horse in the early. Okay. Midnight Man. Oh, okay. I think I see what you're saying. Let me hold on, Marcus, because now I want to go back to what you said because I was having a brain fart right there. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Let's see. I have a strange suspicion that the death of the actor announced early on might have played a part in this last episode. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that context. So, in other words, because you're talking about Midnight Man, Ulil Gaspard, I believe his name is, who unfortunately passed away, and they cut his episode pretty much short, or they cut his run short. Um, it's very possible. It's very possible. I mean, let's not, as I've said many, many, many times, Marvel can do whatever they want, and as I've proven through interviews with Taika Waititi, where he says they do whatever it takes to, basically enhance the story, even in post production. They will change things up at the very last minute. Another case in point, even with the Disney Plus show, Doctor Strange was supposed to be in WandaVision. They took him out at the last minute. Why? Because Kevin Feige just didn't want a white man saving this woman, blah, 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 whatever. Doesn't really matter. They took him out. Even though it raised a lot of questions where we were all like, bro, Doctor Strange, you got one job. Where the hell you at? What are you doing? And if it wasn't Doctor Strange, Wong, where the hell you at? You like nobody's gonna deal with this Wanda chick just holding the whole town hostage. So anyway, they can do whatever they want with them last minute changes and stuff. So I would not be surprised in the least bit if they were like, hey, we had a lot of stuff maybe built up for this French actor. And unfortunately, because of his passing, we got to chop stuff up and we got to cut things short. I would not be surprised if that is actually the case of it being a factor for why maybe this show felt incomplete. Because the other thing for you non-comic book readers, Midnight Man was kind of like Moon Knight's other primary villain. Like that was going to be a main villain that would just keep on reappearing. So the fact that he's not here could totally play a part. So thank you for that. And thank you for the assist, Derek. I appreciate that. Let's see, Susan, what's your opinion on Marvel trying to take rated R characters like Deadpool, Blade, and Ghost Rider in PG-13 movies? I don't think it'll work at all. Well, for one, they have Deadpool is the only one they've promised to be rated R. That's the only one that they promised that they'll do. Blade, to me, I think when I talk about, because I've told y'all, I think the thing with Blade is the amount of blood that we will see, right? So, for example, if you watch the Blade movies, you saw people bathing in blood, you saw blood all over people and stuff like that. The amount of blood can affect the rating system, which it's very fluky in Hollywood, the rating system as to whether something can be rated R or not, right? So someone also mentioned, hey, but in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we saw blood on the shield, right? Where that blood come from, though? Yeah, we could put two and two together, but what I'm saying, visually, you didn't see the head get struck, the chest, you didn't see that, right? So they can try to get away with some of that in Blade, but I think it's gonna be like at most you might get something like Blade kills a vampire and maybe a dab of blood is on his sword. Maybe, or maybe they just skip the blood together and make them burn up, like they kind of did in the movie too. But I um it's just funny because I'm just thinking about Doctor Strange too, and I'm not gonna say who, what, where, or how, but they even had a death there, and one of the deaths didn't have an ounce of blood either. They was just like, oh well, we'll put like some special effects or whatever in there. So it is what it is. But and by the way, also because I made this mistake, Ghost Rider 1 and 2 were both PG-13, so I think they would have benefited a little bit more by being rated R. But when we talk about going from PG-13 to rated R, what we're really talking about is the amount of, I would say, intensity between the visuals that are presented. So if you go rated R, yeah, you might get a couple extra cuss words here and there, but you might get more graphic violence. You might get more. So here's a better example. Look at Logan. We've seen in Wolverine or X-Men movies, Logan has them obviously very sharp claws, but when he would stab people and take his claws out, clean as a whistle. Nothing is on his claws. But when you go watch Logan, that's rated R, he's throwing his knife, his claws straight through people's, chins and through their head, and there's blood on his claws. That's the difference between doing PG-13 and going rated R. And I would argue that the rated R rating with Wolverine, for example, was way better than just seeing Wolverine stab somebody and his claws coming out clean. Like, all right, yeah, that's cool and all, but you might as well go to hole to get 9 yards. So anyway, that's my thought on that. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate you. Let's see, we getting close. I gotta hurry up and jump to the other live real quick. Lamont, thank you so much. Sitting in the theater now for Doctor Strange. Brother, congratulations. I'm glad you made it. Hopefully you avoided as many spoilers as possible. I hope you have a really good time while you're there, man. Thank you for the contribution. He Who Runs Face, thank you so much, brother. I personally think that the suit, Mr. Knight persona, existed previously, and that when Steven summoned a suit, he summoned the Jake Conchu suit. Did y'all talk about the Kang comic yet? No, we have not talked about the Kang comic. And actually, I haven't read up on it yet. So if there is anything in there, I got to catch up. But you're saying, let's see, you think the Mr. Knight persona existed previously, and that when Steven was summoned, a suit he summoned the Jake Consu. Now, according to what Mark said that the suit that he wears is the traditional garb. So that is, I'm assuming, what Harrow looked like, and anybody else that was an avatar for Khonshu, I think they all had the same look. I believe Steven's look with his costume is something new that they're trying to establish, because Steven was like, "What suit? What are you talking about?" And that's where it came from. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because recently, and I'm sorry, I don't have this pulled up yet, but if you go check on my, I think it was on my Facebook fan page, I just posted it. There was an interview with the costume designer for Moon Knight, and they had talked about how they were asked the question, what would Jake's costume look like if he were to turn into Moon Knight, and they were like, oh, well, from the comics, Moon Knight had a version of his normal, traditional garb, cape and everything, except he was in black. So imagine like the gray cape, but everything else was straight black, like a black mummy. So I would think that they would lean towards something like that because it's comic based. So I think that would be what Jake's costume would actually look like while he's with Khonshu. And it would make sense because he's the darker of them all. So but thank you for that, bro. I appreciate you. Ali, what you got? Okay, now that Mark Steven are actively sharing the body, does that mean they and Layla are in a polygamous relationship? Polymorous, I'm sorry. She does have feelings for both. Listen, I don't know how they finna work that out. That's their business. I I don't know. I have no idea. I would hope that they would come to some sort of agreement. And you know what? If they happy with it, what they do in their bedroom is what they do in their bedroom. But that's a good question. That's a good question. Thank you, Ali. Marcus, Moon Knight acts of emo. Okay. One Moon Knight versus Kane. Thank you for that. I am totally gonna go check that out. Because I haven't read that one. But thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Derek, what you got? Email. Every time you say Jake, I think of Training Day. Deadpool had multiple personalities in the comics. How they didn't touch on that, I don't know. I think they're just trying to create their own version, and maybe it was just too confusing for people too. But that, I don't know. They're probably simplifying things for the movies. Marcus, Moon Knight could be the Ant-Man sewer rat of the Kang arc. Okay, I will take your point. I will take that. Oh, is this the arc where Moon Knight fought? He either fought Black Panther or he fought Thor. I don't know. Again, I got to go read it. I haven't read it. So, but again, I will take your word for it. Thank you for that. Let's see. Ordinary Christian, thank you so much. What's up, E-Man? This is I am Christian. Okay. Think there will be a season 2 or a movie to follow Moon Knight. I don't know if we're gonna get a movie. To me, I feel like if you were to give us a movie, you would have to give us something with bigger implications. So, for example, after WandaVision, you gave us the bigger implication that boom, she's the Scarlet Witch. This movie didn't really give us big implications. I was hoping that maybe a post-credit scene would be like, yo, there's another killed Egyptian god somewhere. Uh-oh, that was Gore the God Butcher. Like, at least that way that would give Moon Knight potential, to be in a movie. But I think more than likely right now, a movie's possible, but I don't think it's likely. A season 2 is also possible, but I don't think that's very likely. I think it's more possible than a movie. But I think the other thing that we will probably get, and this I take that back. I don't know the probabilities. I'm just gonna say what's possible. Movie, maybe. Second season, also maybe. I also think that they announced Werewolf by Night, so that's going to be another Disney Plus show coming around. Well, you got Blade, that's got a movie coming out. You got Werewolf by Night with another Disney Plus show. You got Moon Knight already going good to go. I think, don't quote me on it, I think they're going to do Ghost Rider, maybe. But hey, that's a lot of the Midnight Suns right there. And we already got Doctor Strange doing some weird stuff. So I would not be surprised if they do similar to what Netflix did, where they was like, yo, we got Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. And once they got their seasons done, boom, Defenders. So I would not be surprised if they did like a Defenders, and that's where we see Moon Knight show up again. Maybe. But anything is possible. We'll have to see. Thank you so much for that, Christian. I appreciate you. All right, we are wrapping up, almost done. Derek, I used to think Cloak and Moon Knight were the same. Oh, they do, yeah, Cloak from Cloak and Dagger. They do share some similarities. Yeah, I feel you on that. Puma, what you got? What's up, fam? It's Freaky Fridays, and just wanted to say what's coming. What's up? Going to see Multiverse of Madness tomorrow. Trying not to see spoilers. Recast T'Challa, reparation shirt. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for that. Sorry, this whole week has just been nuts for me. I'm gonna try and get better. Trust me. But thank you for the reminders. Thank you. I'm terrible at it, but thank you. But yes, enjoy the movie. Enjoy the movie. Let's see. Stephanie, look at Stephanie. Come on, vet. Where you been? Let's see. Hey, man, doing great things. I see. Listen, I'm just trying to do my thing. That's all. Thank you so much. So good to see you, Miss Garnett. So good. Thank you so much. My man, he who runs face. The Kane comic we're referring to is the last QR code from the show, right? It was on the hospital wall. It's about Kang trying to take the relic and Moon Knight avatars from various points in time fighting against. Oh, that sounds dope. I'm about to go check that out for sure. Thank you for that heads up. Yes, I am absolutely going to check that out. But anyway, all right, y'all. That's it for today. Let's give a quick rating for episode 6 of Moon Knight. Like I said, I don't think this was the strongest episode. On a scale from 1 to 10, y'all let me know what y'all give it. I like the action. The action was cool. Like I said, I think a lot of this stuff was rushed. Sheesh. I might give it a 7. I might give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, because I think they could have done better. I think they could have done better. I think because a lot of people, at least online that I've seen, also agree that this was incomplete. Y'all rushed this. So anyway, let's see how y'all feeling about it. Let's see. We got 8.5, 4 overall, 6, 5, 7, 9, 9. Oh, okay. 8, 6, 7.5. Okay, 7, 7, 8, 7. Episode 6, 9. Okay, 7, 9, 6, 7, 7, 7. Okay. Let's see, 4, 6, 6, 9, 8. Okay, I like them. Listen, hey, if you love this episode more, I'm with you. Like, that's great. Let's see, 4 without the post credit, 8 with. Okay. 8, 6.5, 7. Okay, 6.5. Oh, bro, Eden, what you doing, man? Hey, man, highs a little something for multiverse for moms that. Oh man, hey, listen, I'm gonna pass that right along to the missus, bro. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate that so much, man. That's super. Oh my god, so generous, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. My goodness, y'all just be so generous for real. My gosh. Okay. But yes, so thank you for that. Okay, now that we got that out the way, um, where does Moon Knight rank for you in the other Disney Plus shows? Is it top three? Is it your number one? Is it at the very bottom? Let me know. Um, I think off the top of my head right now, if I had to go into some sort of order, I still got WandaVision at my top right now. I think I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I've said this before and I'm gonna change my mind because I can do that. I got WandaVision up there. I think I'm gonna go with What If as my second, and then I'm gonna go with Loki as my third, and I think I'm gonna go with Moon Knight as my fourth. Falcon and Winter, I'll go Hawkeye and then Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think that's my order right now. But anyway, y'all put y'all order down in the comments. Let me know how you feeling. We ain't even got to do no quick sign off because I'll see you again in 15 minutes. The link is posted on the channel. We're gonna hop over, we're gonna do our normal live. I gotta get a snack or something. I'm getting a little lightheaded. So let me get my little snack in the meantime. I appreciate y'all so much for taking the time riding this journey with me with Moon Knight. Whether you love the series or not, hey, at least we did it together. We came in together and we made it out together, and that's what's most important. So I appreciate y'all for joining me on this journey. Next, so what is it? By the way, the Obi-Wan series is coming out on Friday the 25th, I believe that is on May 25th. So when the Obi-Wan or no, that's the 27th, I want to say. So yeah, because they moved it to Friday. First two episodes, May 27th, Obi-Wan is gonna drop. So we'll find a way to do a live. I don't know if we'll do a live before again or after, but we'll talk about the Obi-Wan. But after Obi-Wan comes on that Friday, it's gonna move back to Wednesdays. Okay. So when it moves back to Wednesdays, we're gonna come back and do our Wednesdays just like we do with Moon Knight. So then I will see you guys. We'll join up. So I think there's going to be a couple weeks in between of a break now, which is fine with me because now it gives me time to go work on some other things and some cool projects for you all. So I'm gonna say goodbye right now. But hey, like I said, jump on. There's another link already posted for the Friday live. Not a lot of stories, but we got some big stories, and we're gonna talk about that and all that good stuff. So I will see y'all in just a little bit. And in the meantime, peace out, y'all.